You probably haven't heard this before, but 9 out of 10 business owners who hire their first employee regret it within 90 days. Not just because the person that they had was bad, but because normally they hire the wrong person. They hired too early, they hired for the wrong role, and they had no idea what it was actually going to cost them. If you've been thinking about hiring someone, please watch this video. I promise, I'm not gonna drag this out for 7 minutes pretending that I have some big secret to reveal at the end. That's not how I like to work. So in 15 seconds, let me tell you exactly the 3 key points I wanna talk to you about. Your first hire shouldn't be more than 40% of your total revenue. Number 2, your first hire is gonna cost way more than just their paycheck. And number 3, you shouldn't hire an employee for the first time. You should start with an independent contractor. That's it. So if you leave right now, at least you know what this was about. But if you want to stick around to find out exactly what I mean by these points, let's walk through them. Welcome back to Ceiba Accounting's YouTube. We help business owners, freelancers, and self-employed folks make smarter money decisions without the jargon and without making anyone feel small for asking real questions. Point number 1, there is a simple number that tells you whether you can afford to hire, and most owners avoid it because they're scared of the answer. Here it is. Before you hire anyone, the total cost of that hire should not be more than 40% of the revenue they're directly tied to, or the revenue that they're freeing up in the business. In plain English, if the all-in cost of a new hire is $4,000 a month, your business needs to be reliably bringing in at least $10,000 a month of revenue connected to that role. This is not, I had one great month last spring. Not, if everything goes perfectly fine and the stars align. No. What we mean here is reliability. 3 months to 6 months of proof of what your revenue is and what this role would cover. So you might be asking yourself, why 40%? And it's because the rest has to cover the taxes, the overhead, your own paycheck, savings, and the surprises. There are always surprises. Something always breaks, something always goes sideways. And if you don't leave room for it, you'll be the one absorbing the hit. Here's the part that might sting a little. Most owners hire based on hope. They tell themselves, I'll hire a person and the extra capacity will create the revenue. Sometimes that works. Most of the times, you just buy yourself a stressful 90 days where you're doing all of the same work, plus training someone, plus watching your bank account drain in real time. Hire from proof, not from hope. Point number 2, and this one catches almost everybody off guard. An employee costs a lot more than their paycheck. And I mean a lot. Real numbers. If you hire someone for $50,000 a year, you're not paying them $50,000. You're paying them somewhere between $62,000 and $70,000, and sometimes even more. Here is where the extra goes. Payroll taxes. Your half of Social Security and Medicare, that's already 7.65% right there. Then you have unemployment insurance, federal and state. You have workers' compensation, which is required in most states. And the rate depends on your industry. If you're in the construction industry, you already know that that number is rough. Health insurance, if you offer it, software, equipment, training, onboarding time, both yours and theirs, and mistakes, because new hires make them. That's not a flaw in the system, that's just a deal. So when an owner tells me, I think I can afford a $20 an hour employee, I have to gently walk them through the math. And normally, at the end of the day, I'm telling them that they actually have to budget for $25 to $28 an hour. So I end up asking them, are we still good at that point? And this is exactly why I tell a lot of my clients, your first hire probably shouldn't be a W-2 employee at all. It should be a 1099 contractor doing a specific job. Now, a real warning here, there are legal rules about what makes someone a contractor versus an employee. And you cannot just put 1099 on a person to skip all of the taxes. The IRS will find that out. And they have systems specifically built to find that. So talk to a professional before you classify anyone. But For a lot of small businesses, starting with a part-time contractor lets you test the waters without betting the whole business on one decision. All right, on to point number 3, the one I asked you to stick around for. Your first hire should not be the role you wish you had. It should be the role that's draining you the most. Here's where most owners get this wrong. They say, what I really need is a salesperson, someone to go and bring more business, or I need a marketing person. That's my weak spot. Or my personal, I need an assistant to help me think. Nobody can help you think. That part, it's on you. And the truth is your first hire should be doing the work that's eating your nights and weekends. The work you keep procrastinating on. The work you're objectively bad at, that doesn't require the owner's brain to do it. For most service-based businesses, that's bookkeeping, admin scheduling, follow-ups, invoicing, basic customer service, the unsexy stuff, the stuff that's quietly draining your soul at 9 o'clock on a Tuesday night. So why does this matter? Because hiring a salesperson when you can't even keep up with your own inbox, it's like buying a sports car when your driveway has a giant pothole. You're not solving the actual problem. Free yourself from the work that's draining you, and you will be shocked as to how much energy you have left to grow the business. That's when you hire the salesperson, not before. And there is a deeper piece to this for me.